I jumped on, like carried on riding. I was like, oh, I don't know, this bike feels a bit funny. And about 5k later, Johnny pulls up next to me and he's like, you effing idiot, you've got my bike. That was a bit of a mistake.
Alistair Brownlee, how are you?
Great, how you doing?
Good, good. What's your home gym looking like?
Well, at the moment, I've got an endless pool, which is amazing. And yeah, I've got a bike set up with Zwift on it, and I've got a treadmill as well. So yeah, I can do stuff indoors.
Have you been a Swifter before?
Yeah, I've used Zwift quite a bit. All I want to do is race on it. Yeah, I hate riding on the trainer. I ride outside even in the snow if I have to. And but Zwift, I actually really enjoy Zwift racing. I think making it competitive makes it fun, and it means you can get a workout.
How much is it about winning, and how much is it about like having had a good race?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about winning, and it's about winning on your good days and your bad days, and on courses that suit you and don't suit you, and in events that suit you and don't. All those things. Trying to get the best out yourself and like see what you can do and maximize your own performance is a part of it too, I think.
How much do you hate losing?
I actually don't hate losing that much. It's not really that. Yeah, I'm not the kind of person who loses the race or has a bad race and is depressed about it. I never have been, and I never, look into it in micro details or anything. Or I just kind of get over it, and I'm like, right, what can I do training wise tomorrow to make the next race better?
Well, since you mentioned the training, I remember like back in the day when you boys really hit the scene, there was this whole thing about how you basically just go out and run and ride your bikes, and there was no structure and so on too. Was it really like that?
Yeah, there wasn't much structure. There's probably more structure than we let on, but it was based like around doing very polarized training, and it took us a long time. Me, probably the best part of 10 years to fix on a weekly schedule and a type of training. Moving sessions around. Is it best to do this session here in the afternoon or the morning, or is it best to do a long ride here or there? And yeah, that took kind of a lot of work and a lot of experimentation.
And you've always been incredibly good at letting people speculate and keeping the media in the dark what your goals are going to be and all. Do you actually really decide that late what you're going to do, or are you just happy letting people guess what you're up to and just do your stuff in the background?
Yeah, I don't know myself, I think. No, I think I spent a lot of my career just singularly focused on the Olympic Games. The London Olympic Games I'd known about for 7 years, and that was a focus. And then obviously Rio for the 4 years into that. So, that was a massive singular focus. And then since then, maybe being a bit more relaxed and different with goals.
So what are the goals for 2021?
Well, yeah, who knows now? I mean, I'd love to go to the Olympics again. A year is a long time in sport, though, especially once you get in your 30s. So, yeah, I really, really enjoyed last year and was very motivated by mixing up different distances and different races. So whatever, I'm going to be continuing to do that.
And another one that I was really looking forward to is to see you boys race the Collins Cup, because that's like very different. See how things work as a team and so on. How bummed are you that it's not happening? I
was really looking forward to that race. I think it was going to be something truly unique and really iconic in triathlon, and hopefully it would have had some great support behind it and people watching it and getting involved. And yeah, so just got to look forward to it in the future now.
Can you tell a difference between nowadays and let's say, training for London and so on? Do you feel that you're not as young anymore as you were?
Yeah, for sure. I kind of effectively have to train in a slightly different way these days. And yeah, I think like in terms of natural speed and turnover, that's different. But there's actually positives like, being able to take quite high loads of training consistently over long periods of time. It seems it's almost like every year or 2 years you're learning to train a new machine.
And what goals do you still have?
I mean, obviously in long distance, winning titles are the big ones in 70.3 and Kona mostly. That's the big one, but mainly just to be the best long distance athlete I can be. I think I haven't quite got there with that yet.
Again, like so much discussion publicly about you when you switch to long distance racing. There were the ones who say, well, you're the greatest athlete or triathlete of all times. There's the ones that say, with the way you race and so on, you're not built for the long distance. Did you listen to stuff like that at all, or do you not care?
Well, I think part of being an athlete is it's actually important to listen to lots of different opinions, and your ability to like analyze and digest and use them is the most important thing. So listen and then decide what you're going to act upon.
Have you ever thought about what's happening after your career?
I'm the kind of person that I think needs to stay busy, otherwise I'll end up in the pub, and I think that won't go very well. I got a combination of things. So Johnny and mine's charity, the Brownlee Foundation, we do quite a bit of work on that already, and it'd be great to do some more work on that and various other things. At the moment, I was going for election into a role in the IOC Athletes Committee. I really, I think sports politics administration is something that I'm really interested in. The Olympics is, in my opinion, something really special, and it's, what can you do to protect that and keep it going in for future generations through these challenging times. Not only in terms of the COVID stuff, but in terms of all the other sporting pressures that are happening now in the years and will happen in the years ahead.
So I'm going to let you off with a quick round of just short, quick fire questions.
Okay.
Just a small handful so people can get to know you a little bit. And I'm going to start with obvious. Favorite cheat food?
I don't believe any food is cheap food. I think everything in moderation is good.
Best place you've ever raced a race?
Apart from Leeds, obviously, the best World Series race that's ever existed. I think either the London Olympics for the crowds, and I used to love going to Kitzbühel in the Austrian Alps. That was a great race.
What makes Leeds the best location ever?
Great local support and really good crowds, and the fact that the whole city kind of stops for the race.
Most valuable win that you ever had?
Probably the London Olympics.
Do you still get pre-race nerves?
Yeah, I get a little bit nervous sometimes, depending on the race and depending on stuff, but yeah, not as nervous as I used to.
The best piece of advice you've ever gotten for racing?
Yeah, the best advice I ever got, and I say this a lot, was from my old coach who told me years before the Olympics were in London. He said, you've got to believe you can win the Olympic Games, but only by a stride. I think it's really unfortunate, but I think one of the most important things in triathlon is there isn't any shortcuts. You've got to, you've got to do the work and do things consistently over a long period of time. And that's what gets you better and fitter, over weeks and weeks and months.